So we're finally out in the A5 after all the servicing work and the suspension and brakes. Still not got any fancy wheels for it yet, so we'd like everybody, if they could, post some suggestions in comment section if they can, and we'll have a vote in a week or two which wheels we're going to get. We're probably looking at some 20 by 10s, so try not to make any suggestions we can't get it right size or offset if you can. Not sure what's going to be best for this, so make your suggestions, we'll do all working out, we'll shortlist them and have a vote. So yeah, what have we done? We've done a full service on the engine using all genuine parts like we do on everything else. The gearbox has had a full service and the rear diff, so that's all good. So now we're just going to do some VAGCOM logging on the road and verify we're happy to tune it, which to be honest we almost certainly are, but we do this with every car. So we'll be logging the boost pressures, fuel pressures, exhaust temperatures, make sure the torque's correct, the output, so make sure there's no limiters there, so it could be like a dodgy math sensor or just some sensor pulling a torque reading down. And we've also got the Racelogic Performance Box on there. It's an old thing that we've had a long time, but it works a treat. So we'll just see what 0 to 60 times we can get. Pretty sport. Got to 60 mile an hour in 6.1. For an accurate test, really need to do it both ways, so we'll turn back around and see what we can do. So we'll try it this way with the traction control off, see if it makes any difference for it. I don't think it will. We're in sport mode. There we go. So 6 seconds dead to 60 that time. So average of 6 seconds we'll say. So we'll get back to workshop and get a tune for it. Right then, back at it. Got a tune file on there. Didn't take too long to be fair. So we've not tested this, so we'll have to see what we can get at and see how it improves 0 to 60 time. So we're a little bit off standard beforehand because Matt's had too many pies again. What you tend to find when you've had a decent custom tune that's tailored to the vehicle like we do, we'll make sure everything's absolutely perfect. So if this is not quite right, we get it back in, adjust it accordingly to make sure we're getting the most out of the setup, but safely. This is the thing, a lot of people will claim tons more power, but like on an older engine, the limit generally is how much smoke you have to see pouring out at the back, and sort of a safe limit that the turbo's rated to. But on a common rail engine like this, pretty much the main thing that you're going to be limited to is the exhaust gas temperatures, so that you'll not have visible smoke before you pretty much get it too hot to put any more fuel in, which this will probably be about 900s-ish. We'll set a hard limit at 930 that hopefully keep it in check. So let's see what it can do. Straight away, immediately faster. So we managed a 5.2 to 60. We'll try on the way back down. One thing I would like to say about this, in a manual car you'd be probably limited and inconsistent on your 0 to 60 for how quick you can change into second and then into third gear, but obviously this, we're not limited also going to be inconsistent, but we are limited in as the RPM at which you can launch. So in a manual car you might rev it to 3 and dump clutch, you might think that's a bit much, and rev it to 2 and dump clutch, and then find your happy medium and try and stick within a few hundred RPM each time, and you can vary that based on surface. The limit we've got in a DSG car, which is what this is, or an automatic car which you can get with this engine, is going to be the stall speed. I think it's determined as in the mechatronics unit, so you've got to alter that based upon the grip levels you've got. So pull over, try the launch the other way again. Off we go. So that time 4.9, so big improvement pretty much. Too deep into mathematics, but we'll say a second to 60 quicker, which is significant. Yeah, it feels, suspension feels pretty good, to be honest. It's not pitching around. Lean on it a little bit more in the roundabouts and it feels nice. Brakes, not really lent on them just yet, because we've only carefully driven it home and back once or twice since we did all the upgrades. It feels tons better. So we touched on the gearbox tuning for the launch control RPM. I think there's quite a bit of time to be had by doing something with that, so we'll do a bit of experimenting. Probably not record all of that because it'd be loads of swearing, and hopefully we don't break anything, but that's why we buy our own cars to do testing. You don't really want to be launching a customer's car, and to be honest, we get asked what improvements we've got. I don't think many customers would be happy if they saw videos of us launching their cars. That's quite aggressive, but anyway. So, very happy. On to the next bit of tuning, we'll see how we get on.